Hello everyone. My name is Aruana, and welcome to my presentation where I present my research study. On topic, the difference between acquisition of spoken discourse by adults and young learners in English language. Let's start from the content of my presentation. Of course, it starts from the research purpose, research questions, significance, concept of literature review, methodology, findings and results, and of course, conclusions. The aim of the research, it was proposed in order to identify and compare the differences between spoken discourse and learning process of English language between adults and young learner students. Significance of the study. As I said before, we need to identify and compare the spoken discourse between students in different ages. Because of the different gap between adults and young learners, they could have like various types of difficulties. And we need to find out the solutions and try to fix them. It can be helpful for not only EFL learners, but also for instructors in the teaching process. The method of learning a second language is influenced by a variety of factors. Including the type of study, the amount of time which they spend to study, and the goal of mastering, the motivation of the student, the teacher of the language, and of course there is a such factor as a gender, as a age, and so on. That is, young learners, young students, they need a different methods of teaching and instruction than adult learners. Just like an adult learners also needs a very specific method. Start from the beginning, starting from the beginning level during the moving to the above average level of English, it is a long way which requires a systematic approach. As a real life example, such as from songs, rhythms, it can be students of a second foreign language in younger age groups rather than by an adult group. In this way, studies have been developed to see how the styles or methods of teaching English as a second foreign language differ from the young. It's differ between. Yeah, I needed. Real life examples, such as from songs and rhythms, it can be by students of a second foreign language in younger age groups rather than by adult groups. In this way, studies have been developed in order to see how the styles or methods of teaching English as a second foreign language differ between young and adult learners. For the learning strategies of young learners who use a second language, they have found specific decisions. As the role of the teacher, his accent, where he puts as a focus, the sex of the students can influence the progress and, of course, the conclusive level of EFL proficiency at the end of the course. Properties for which adult learners appreciate the information they received were also explored. Let's go to the research questions. The main questions which needs to be found and should be answered are the below. The first one: what is the perception of students in different ages? Second one, what are the differences between adult and young learners speaking discourse? And the third one, how do students learn to speak the second language? Here is the main concept of a literature review. So during my own research, I have wrote 18 studies, including the books, including the writings, including the essays, and so on and so forth, articles from PhD professors, master's degrees, from teachers, and so on. I have found it very helpful for me. Here is some of them. So the titles of them were like this. So the first one, language teaching research. So the beliefs of two experts, EFL learners, language learning journal. So the most important, the most useful for me, it was this study in topic analytical and intuitive EFL learners and gender effects, International Journal of Pedagogies and Learning. There is also was studies like how are non-native English speaking teachers perceived by young learners, and also foreign language teachers organize the learning during their first year of teaching young learners. So let's go to the research methods and instruments. So I used an qualitative approach to my research. So data collection tool was interview. So that's why it was qualitative approach, because I need to have an interview with teachers who have a year of experience in this sphere, and who have experience, who have worked with different types of students. So, and type of research was thematic analysis. So here is the research stages. First of all, I choose my topic. Then I reviewed the previous studies on teaching students in different ages. So after then, I wrote the literature review and prepared the concept letter invitation to my participants, which are teachers of English. So then I prepared the interview questions, and after interviews with teachers, I collected the data from the participants. So then analyzing the collected data and including all of them in my research paper, and making outcomes of this study. So here are the results and findings. So according to the result of my interview with the teachers of English as a second foreign language, those who have already had some experience in this field, and they have seen a lot of different types of students, including their age characteristics. So, and as a result of my discussion in the interview, many teachers, rather than 87% of them, were sure that before they are teaching, before they are studying linguistics, before they are studying pedagogy, and they were sure that they were wrong. They said they were wrong, that they thought it was easy to teach children, because since you can like come up with different games in the class, use toys in the classroom, joke a lot and smile. So, and if the children loves you, then they will learn the language very easily. So, but they were found it as a wrong statement. So, because and they were sure that adults, vice versa, are like very harsh, they're evil, insidious, who do not recognize those who are younger than they don't accept younger teachers, and it will be very difficult for them to find the right approach to the adult students. In the same way, our one teacher, my one participant, said she still thinks and believes that it is like this. So, but in the and the rest of their practice, they have seen, on the contrary, in our time now, adults who are signing up the like second foreign language courses, they are very, very responsible to study, to learning, and consciously come to learn a second foreign language. And children, on the contrary, parents will only like enroll in courses or hire them. The conclusion. In the form of EFL, difference between adult and young learners may be used to improve the effectiveness of teaching techniques when applied to particular groups of students. So learning styles vary depending on age, gender, and interests. So learners' motivations are the context in which they find themselves will influence how they grow up. And consciously, a number of studies have investigated the impact of teachers' accent on EFL learners and the way that they interpret the knowledge when the teachers are not native, when the teacher are a non-native English speaker. So the interest part, a melody component, and sharing experience, practicing applied from the adults are the key ways in which EFL teaching can be customized for young learners. So as a result, the instructor can excite the whole attention of young EFL students by using engaging activities like games and storytelling. So melodies are the important part of any EFL lesson because they can help young EFL learners to understand native speakers' speech patterns, and in terms of melody and attention, rhythm, and other aspects of speech. So that was all. Thank you for your attention. I hope that was interesting and hopeful for all of you.